The night was calm on Earth. The sky above the city was clear, and people were going about their normal lives. Among them was a young man named Daniel. He lived alone in a small apartment, working an ordinary job and dreaming of nothing greater than peace and stability. He never imagined that his life would change in a single night. It began with a strange light. People stopped in the streets, pointing at the sky. A massive silver ship appeared above Earth. It was larger than any building, glowing with blue lights. Fear spread quickly. Many thought this was the beginning of an invasion. Some prayed, others screamed, and armies prepared for war. Daniel watched the ship from his window, his heart beating fast. "Why here? Why now?" he whispered. The world was full of panic, but the ship made no attack. Instead, a deep voice filled the sky. "People of Earth, do not fear. Our empire has come with peace. The royal bride of our people has chosen her life partner. He is among you." The voice was calm but powerful. Daniel laughed nervously. "What nonsense," he said to himself. But then his phone rang. It was his friend shouting, "Daniel, turn on the news. They are saying your name." Confused, Daniel turned on the television. The broadcast showed alien text on the ship's screen, slowly changing into human language. And there it was, his full name glowing in giant letters. Daniel's body froze. His hands shook. This must be a mistake. Soon soldiers knocked on his door. They escorted him out while neighbors stared in shock. Cameras flashed. People whispered his name, and Daniel felt like he was trapped in someone else's story. When he reached the ship, a shining pathway of light pulled him inside. His fear grew stronger with every step. Inside, the air was warm and filled with a sweet, unknown fragrance. Strange, tall figures bowed to him as if he was already important. Then, at the center of a golden hall, he saw her. The alien bride. She was tall, graceful, with silver eyes that seemed to look straight into his soul. Her armor sparkled, but her face was soft, almost human. She smiled and said in a clear voice, "You are the one, my chosen." Daniel could not believe his ears. "Chosen me? There has been some mistake. I'm nobody. I'm not a hero, not a leader. I'm just an ordinary man." But the bride shook her head slowly. "The ancient bond never lies. My people's sacred system selected you. It cannot be wrong." Daniel wanted to run. His heart screamed that this was impossible. Yet something in her eyes held him still, as if destiny itself refused to let him escape. The hall grew silent. Everyone waited for his answer. And Daniel knew one thing for sure. His ordinary life was over. Daniel stood frozen in the golden hall. The alien bride's silver eyes did not move away from him. Around them, her people bowed in respect, as if the moment was sacred. Daniel's throat was dry, and his mind screamed that this was wrong. "This cannot be real," he whispered. But it was real. He was inside a ship, standing before a princess from another world. The bride stepped closer. Her voice was calm yet powerful. "I am Princess Solara of the Arcanis Empire. My people follow an ancient system that guides us in choosing our life partners. It is called the Bond of Stars. It searches across galaxies for a perfect match." Daniel shook his head quickly. "Then your system is broken. I am not perfect. I am not even special." Solara's expression did not change. "The system does not break. It has chosen you. It showed me your name, your face, your world. You are my chosen." Daniel laughed nervously, almost on the edge of panic. "Listen, I live in a small apartment. I work at a boring office. I have no powers, no weapons, no kingdom. You must have pressed the wrong button." For a moment, Solara's silver eyes softened. She studied him carefully, as if she could see every thought in his heart. Then she said, "You doubt yourself. But destiny is not about power or wealth. It is about the connection of souls." Daniel tried to step back, but 2 alien guards blocked his way. He felt trapped. "So what happens if I say no?" "If I refuse?" Solara's calm face grew serious. Her voice dropped low, echoing through the hall. "If you refuse, my people will see it as rejection. They will believe Earth has dishonored our empire. And when honor is broken, peace cannot remain. It will mean war." Daniel's chest tightened. He was just one man, but now he carried the weight of 2 worlds. "You're saying if I don't marry you, Earth could be destroyed?" Solara nodded once. "Yes, but this is not only about survival. I believe the bond is true. I believe you were meant to stand by my side." Daniel rubbed his face in disbelief. He wanted to shout that this was insane, but part of him felt something strange. Ever since he entered the ship, a quiet energy surrounded him, pulling him toward her. Maybe it was only his fear, but maybe it was something deeper. The bride reached out her hand. Her voice grew gentle. "You are not here by accident. You are here because the stars themselves wanted it. Do not fear the path, Daniel. Walk it with me." He stared at her hand, shaking, unsure if he should take it. The choice was impossible. Stay ordinary and risk Earth's future, or accept the bond of destiny with a woman from the stars. The hall was silent. Everyone watched. Daniel's heart beat like thunder as his fingers moved closer to her hand. Daniel stood in silence, his hand still close to Solara's. The golden hall was heavy with expectation. Before he could decide what to do, the sound of new footsteps echoed across the room. 3 tall figures entered through the shining doorway. They were women, each with the same silver eyes as Solara, but their presence was very different. Whispers rose among the alien guards. Solara turned and bowed slightly. "My sisters have arrived." The first sister stepped forward. Her name was Kaylin. She wore dark armor and carried a long staff that glowed with red energy. Her face was sharp, her eyes filled with strength. She looked at Daniel like a hunter studying weak prey. "This is the human?" she asked coldly. "This ordinary man is supposed to be the chosen one." Daniel's stomach tightened. He already felt out of place, and Kaylin's sharp tone made it worse. The second sister walked closer. Her name was Lyra. She was softer in appearance, dressed in flowing blue robes that shimmered like water. Her smile was warm, and her voice calm. "Do not frighten him, Kaylin. I can sense his heart. It is not weak." Daniel blinked. "Wait, you can sense my heart?" Lyra nodded gently. "Yes, our people feel the energy of truth. You are scared, but you also carry courage. That is what matters." Before Daniel could reply, the third sister appeared. She was the youngest, named Arya. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity, and she moved with a playful energy. She circled Daniel slowly, inspecting him from every angle. Then she laughed lightly. "Strange and so plain. Yet the stars chose him. Maybe destiny does enjoy surprises." Daniel felt his face heat with embarrassment. "I told you all I'm not chosen." "I'm just—" Kaylin interrupted sharply. "Words mean nothing. He must be tested." She slammed her staff against the floor and the hall shook. "If he is truly chosen, he should prove himself." Solara raised her hand, stopping her sister. "Not yet. He has only just arrived. He needs time." Kaylin's eyes narrowed, but she stepped back. "Time will not make him stronger. He must earn his place." Lyra placed a hand on Solara's shoulder. But perhaps it was never about strength. Perhaps the stars saw something none of us can see. Daniel looked at all 3 sisters, his head spinning. He felt trapped in a world of destiny, rituals, and alien rules he did not understand. Yet one thing became clear. This was no simple mistake. Each sister, in her own way, believed there was more to him than he could see in himself. Solara turned back to him. Her voice was soft but firm. "You see, Daniel, you are not just chosen for me. You are tied to my sisters as well. Together we stand or we fall. Destiny has placed you among us." Daniel's breath caught in his throat. He had thought this was just about one bride, but now it was about 3 sisters, and a destiny much larger than he had ever imagined. The Golden Hall felt tense after the sisters' arrival. Daniel's head was full of questions and his heart was still beating too fast. But before he could ask anything, a sudden alarm echoed through the ship. The calm hall filled with flashing red lights. Solara's face changed at once. "We are under attack." The sisters moved quickly. Kaylin gripped her glowing staff. Lyra raised her hands, and blue energy surrounded her like a shield. Arya's playful smile was gone. Her eyes grew sharp. Daniel stumbled backward, panic rising inside him. "Attack? By who?" Solara looked at him with urgency. "By our rivals, the Dravik clan. They have hunted us for years. If they destroy this ship, the bond will be broken, and Earth will fall with us." The floor shook violently as explosions hit the outer walls. The ship's guards rushed to defend the corridors. Strange, insect-like creatures began breaking through the doors, hissing and screeching. Their armor was dark and jagged, their eyes glowing red. Daniel froze. "This is impossible. This is not my fight. I'm just a human." Kaylin shouted at him while striking down an enemy with her staff. "Then learn quickly. Destiny does not wait for the weak." Solara pulled Daniel behind her, her silver blade flashing as she fought off two attackers. "Stay close, Daniel. Do not run." But Daniel's fear was strong. His hands shook, his body refused to move. He watched the sisters fight like warriors from another world. Their speed, their power, their unity, it was like watching living legends. He felt small and useless. Then, one of the insect creatures broke through the line and rushed directly at him. Daniel's eyes widened. He had no weapon, no armor. In that moment, something inside him snapped. His survival instinct took over. He grabbed a fallen guard's weapon. It was a strange spear glowing faintly, and thrust it forward. To his shock, the weapon came alive in his hands. The glow turned bright, and the creature screamed as it was struck down. Everyone turned for a second. Lyra's calm voice rang out. "Do you see? The bond awakens him." Daniel panted heavily, staring at the glowing spear. What just happened?" Solara looked at him with fire in her eyes. "The weapon responds only to those chosen by destiny. You cannot deny it anymore." The battle continued. The Dravik clan poured into the ship, but Daniel now stood with the sisters. He fought clumsily, but the spear seemed to guide him, striking enemies with strange accuracy. Each strike gave him more courage, more strength. Finally, the invaders pulled back, retreating into the shadows. The alarm stopped, and silence filled the hall once again. Daniel's chest rose and fell as he tried to catch his breath. His hands still glowed faintly from the weapon's energy. Solara stepped closer, her voice steady. "Now you understand, Daniel. You are not here by mistake. The stars chose you to fight beside us, and the enemy knows it." Daniel's fear had not left, but a new feeling had awakened in him, something stronger than doubt, and he realized this was only the beginning. The silence after the battle was short. The sisters stood in the golden hall, breathing hard, while Daniel still held the glowing spear in his hands. The ship's alarms began again, sharper and louder than before. Solara's face grew tense. "They are returning. This time they will bring their strongest." Kaelin slammed her staff to the ground. "Then we fight until the end." Lyra's voice was calm, but her eyes showed fear. "If they break the core, this ship will fall into Earth's atmosphere. Millions will die." Daniel's stomach twisted. He had never been in a real fight before today. But now Earth's safety rested on his shoulders. "What do we do?" he asked. Solara stepped close to him. "You lead with us. The bond gave you strength. Now use it." Daniel's heart pounded, but when he looked into her silver eyes, he felt something new. Courage. He nodded. "I'll fight." The great doors burst open and the Dravik leader entered. He was taller than the others, his armor covered in spikes, his red eyes burning with hatred. His voice shook the hall. "The bond is false. The human is weak. Kill him, and the Empire will fall." The Dravik warriors roared and charged. The sisters moved like lightning. Kaelin's staff spun and cracked with fire. Lyra raised a shining shield that blocked the first wave. Arya leaped gracefully, striking enemies from above. Solara stood at Daniel's side, her silver sword flashing. Daniel gripped the spear tightly. It pulsed with light, guiding his hands. Every strike pushed the enemy back. He was no longer fighting alone. He fought as part of something greater. The Dravik leader roared and lunged at him. The spear met his blade, and the impact shook Daniel's arms. Sparks flew, and the leader pressed hard, trying to break him. For a moment, Daniel thought he would fall. But then Solara's voice rose behind him. "Stand, Daniel. You are not a mistake. You are destiny." Strength surged through him. With a cry, Daniel pushed back, the spear glowing brighter than ever. Energy burst from it like a wave, knocking the Dravik leader to the ground. The other enemies froze in fear. The sisters seized the moment, striking together. Kaelin's staff, Lyra's energy, Arya's speed, and Solara's blade joined with Daniel's spear in one final attack. The hall filled with blinding light, and the Dravik army screamed as they were driven out, vanishing into the shadows of space. Silence returned. The golden hall stood victorious. Daniel dropped to his knees, breathless, the spear still glowing faintly. Solara knelt beside him, placing her hand gently on his shoulder. "Now you see, it was never a mistake. The stars chose you long ago." Kaelin bowed her head with respect. Lyra smiled softly. Arya clapped her hands in joy. For the first time, all three sisters accepted him completely. Daniel looked at them, still overwhelmed. "I was just a man with an ordinary life, and now I'm part of something bigger than I ever imagined. Solara's silver eyes shone. Not part of it, Daniel. You are the heart of it. Together, we will build peace between our worlds. Daniel stood, the fear inside him replaced with strength. His journey had begun with a mistake, but now he understood it was destiny.